The echo of sonar pings reverberated through the cramped confines of the HMAS Endeavour as Commander Jack Bennett scrutinized the holographic display. His steel-blue eyes flickered with intensity. "They think they can see us, but they're wrong," he murmured, a smirk curling his lips. The dim light from the control panels cast sharp shadows on his determined face, emphasizing the lines of experience etched into his skin. "Lieutenant Collins, report status," Jack commanded, his voice steady and authoritative. Lieutenant Emma Collins, his second-in-command, glanced up from her console. "Silent mode activated, sir." "All systems are running smoothly," she replied, her tone crisp. The Endeavour, a state-of-the-art human submarine, was on a joint exercise with the Galactic Coalition. Alien generals aboard the Coalition's sleek spacecraft had openly mocked the submarine, considering it a relic of Earth's past. "Good. Let's show them what this old girl can do," Jack said, a glint of determination in his eyes. As the Endeavour glided silently through the alien ocean, its bioluminescent flora and unfamiliar aquatic life created an otherworldly glow. The alien sonar systems, designed to detect metallic signatures, struggled to pin down the submarine's stealth technology. The crew moved with practiced efficiency, each member contributing to the seamless operation. "Captain, we've picked up a rogue signal. It's closing in fast." Emma's voice trembled with urgency as the holographic display flickered with red alerts. The signal disrupted the serene underwater environment, hinting at an impending threat. Jack's jaw tightened. "All hands, prepare for tactical response. Lieutenant Collins, maintain silent mode and prepare for evasive maneuvers." "Aye, sir," Emma responded, her fingers flying over the controls. The tension in the submarine was palpable, each crew member acutely aware of the alien general's scrutiny and the imminent danger posed by the rogue signal. The alien generals, observing from their high-tech command center, displayed a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. Admiral Zara, a tall, imposing figure with shimmering blue skin, leaned forward. "Commander Bennett, this is madness. How can you be so calm?" she questioned, her voice resonating with disbelief. Jack's gaze never wavered from the display. "Calm waters run deep, Admiral. Trust the process," he replied evenly. He knew that the only way to earn their respect was to demonstrate human ingenuity and resilience. The rogue faction's ships, bristling with advanced weaponry, appeared on the horizon. Jack's mind raced, formulating a plan. "Lieutenant, prepare the decoys. We'll use the underwater canyons to our advantage," he ordered, his voice unwavering. The Endeavour maneuvered gracefully through the treacherous underwater terrain, using the natural cover to evade detection. The crew deployed acoustic decoys, confusing the rogue ship's sensors. Jack's strategy was working, but the tension remained high. As the enemy ships passed overhead, the submarine's interior was filled with an eerie silence. Every breath, every heartbeat seemed amplified. "Hold steady," Jack whispered, his eyes locked on the display. The rogue ships moved on, oblivious to the submarine's presence below. "Captain, we've got them right where we want them," Emma said, her voice a mixture of relief and anticipation. "Good. Engage stealth mode and prepare for a counterattack. We'll show them the might of human ingenuity," Jack replied, a fierce determination in his voice. The Endeavour moved silently through the alien ocean, the glow of bioluminescent flora fading as they descended into a deep underwater trench. The rogue ships had passed overhead, but the tension in the submarine was palpable. Jack Bennett stood at the helm, his eyes fixed on the holographic display. "Captain, the rogue ships are regrouping. They're scanning for us," Lieutenant Emma Collins reported, her fingers dancing over the controls. Jack nodded. "Let's keep them guessing. Prepare for evasive maneuvers and load the torpedo bays." The tension mounted as the crew worked in synchrony, their movements precise and coordinated. Each moment felt like an eternity, the silence broken only by the hum of the submarine's engines and the occasional blip of the sonar. "Admiral Zara is requesting an update," Emma said, glancing at Jack. Jack took a deep breath and activated the comms. "Admiral Zara, we're holding our position. The rogue faction is actively searching for us, but we're maintaining our stealth. Admiral Zara's holographic image appeared, her expression a mix of concern and curiosity. Commander Bennett, I hope your confidence is not misplaced. The Coalition's safety is in your hands. Jack met her gaze. Trust in our strategy, Admiral. We're not out of options yet. As the rogue ships continued their search, Jack's mind raced. He knew they had to act quickly and decisively. Emma, how much longer until they reach our position? 5 minutes, maybe less, she replied, tension evident in her voice. All right, prepare the decoys and set course for the thermal vents, Jack ordered. We'll use the heat signatures to mask our movements. The Endeavour glided through the dark waters, the thermal vents casting an eerie red glow. The submarine's hull vibrated slightly as they passed through the rising plumes of hot water, the intense heat offering temporary cover. Deploying decoys, Emma announced. The crew watched as small, drone-like devices were released, each emitting a signal designed to mimic the submarine's acoustic signature. The rogue ships took the bait, diverting their attention to the decoys. It's working, Captain. They're moving away from our position, Emma said, a note of relief in her voice. Good. Now let's turn the tables, Jack replied, his eyes narrowing. Prepare to launch torpedoes. Target the lead ship and fire on my command. The Endeavour's torpedo bays hummed to life, the weapons loaded and primed. The crew held their breath, the tension almost unbearable. Fire, Jack commanded. The torpedoes shot forward, leaving trails of bubbles in their wake. The crew watched the display as the projectiles streaked toward their targets, the anticipation thick in the air. Seconds later, explosions rocked the rogue ships, the shock waves reverberating through the water. The lead ship was hit directly, its hull breached and systems failing. Direct hit, Captain. The lead ship is disabled, Emma reported, her voice filled with triumph. Jack allowed himself a brief smile. Excellent work. Now let's finish this. Target the remaining ships and prepare for a second volley. As the Endeavour maneuvered into position, the rogue ships scrambled to respond. The once mocking alien generals now watched with growing respect, their skepticism replaced by admiration for the human crew's tenacity and skill. Commander Bennett, your tactics are impressive, Admiral Zara admitted, her tone begrudgingly respectful. Thank you, Admiral. We're just getting started, Jack replied, his confidence unwavering. The Endeavour glided silently through the alien waters, the thermal vents glow fading behind them. The initial victory had bolstered the crew's morale, but Jack Bennett knew the battle was far from over. The rogue faction, though wounded, remained a formidable threat. Status report, Jack commanded, his voice steady as he scrutinized the holographic display. Lieutenant Emma Collins scanned her console. The lead ship is disabled, but the remaining vessels are regrouping. They're not retreating, sir. Jack's eyes narrowed. They're desperate. Desperation makes them dangerous. Prepare for evasive maneuvers and reload the torpedo bays. As the crew sprang into action, the tension in the submarine thickened. The Endeavour's engines hummed softly, their vibrations a steady reminder of the precarious situation. Jack glanced at the holographic image of Admiral Zara, who watched with a mixture of concern and newfound respect. Commander Bennett, what's your next move? Zara asked, her voice tinged with curiosity. We need to draw them into the canyon, Jack replied, pointing to a deep underwater chasm on the display. It's narrow enough to limit their maneuverability and gives us the advantage. Bold strategy, Zara remarked. But can you pull it off? Jack met her gaze. We don't have a choice, Admiral. It's now or never. Emma's fingers flew over the controls. Course plotted, Captain. We'll reach the canyon in 3 minutes. The Endeavour sped towards the chasm, the alien ships in hot pursuit. The underwater canyon loomed ahead, its walls steep and treacherous. As they entered, the space constricted, forcing the rogue ships to follow in single file. Deploy sonar decoys and activate the noise generators, Jack ordered. We need to create chaos in their ranks. Emma executed the commands with precision, releasing a swarm of decoys that emitted false signals and loud acoustic bursts. The canyon filled with confusing echoes, disorienting the rogue vessels. Targets confused, Captain. They're slowing down, Emma reported, her voice steady despite the rising tension. Perfect. Ready the torpedoes and prepare for ambush positions, Jack instructed. The crew moved with practiced efficiency, each member acutely aware of their role in the impending confrontation. The rogue ships, struggling to navigate the chaotic soundscape, fell into disarray. Jack seized the moment. Fire torpedoes. The torpedoes launched with a whoosh, streaking towards their disoriented targets. The ensuing explosions rocked the canyon, sending shockwaves through the water. The holographic display lit up with the destruction of enemy ships, their debris scattering like confetti. Direct hits. 2 more ships disabled, Emma exclaimed, her face breaking into a triumphant grin. Jack allowed himself a moment of relief. Good work, team. But we're not done yet. Emma, what's the status on the remaining ships? They're retreating, Captain. We've broken their formation, she replied, the tension in her voice easing. Admiral Zara's holographic image reappeared, her expression one of genuine admiration. Commander Bennett, your tactics were extraordinary. The coalition owes you a great debt. Jack nodded, his face a mix of pride and exhaustion. Thank you, Admiral. But this was a team effort. Every member of this crew played a part. The Endeavour emerged from the canyon, its hull bearing the scars of battle. Inside, the crew busied themselves with repairs, their faces a mix of exhaustion and determination. Commander Jack Bennett stood at the helm, his mind racing with the next steps. Captain, we've detected a distress signal from one of the rogue faction's ships, Lieutenant Emma Collins reported, her eyes fixed on the console. They're calling for a ceasefire. Jack's brow furrowed. Put it through. The holographic display flickered to life, revealing a battered and weary alien commander. This is Captain Valtor of the rogue faction. We surrender. Please, we need assistance. Jack exchanged a glance with Emma. Captain Valtor, this is Commander Jack Bennett of the Endeavour. What are your terms? Valtor's voice trembled with a mixture of relief and desperation. We are willing to stand down and provide intelligence on our faction. Our forces are in disarray. We seek asylum. Admiral Zara's holographic image appeared beside Valtor, her expression stern. Commander Bennett, can we trust them? Jack considered the situation, weighing the risks and benefits. Admiral, if we can gain their intelligence, it could prevent future conflicts. But we must proceed with caution. Zara nodded. Agreed. Captain Valtor, your ships will be escorted to a secure location. Any attempts to deceive us will be met with immediate action. Valtor bowed his head. Understood, Admiral. We will comply. As the transmission ended, Jack turned to his crew. Prepare to escort the rogue ships. Maintain full alert. This could be a trap. The crew moved swiftly, their actions precise and coordinated. The Endeavour, accompanied by coalition ships, guided the rogue vessels to a secure area. The tension was palpable, each moment fraught with the possibility of betrayal. Captain, the rogue ships are in position. No signs of hostile activity, Emma reported, her voice steady. Jack nodded. Good. Initiate boarding procedures. We need to verify their surrender and gather intelligence. Boarding the rogue flagship, Jack and his team navigated the damaged corridors, the air thick with smoke and the scent of burning circuits. They reached the command center, where Captain Valtor waited, flanked by his officers. Commander Bennett, as promised, we surrender, Valtor said, extending a data pad. This contains all the information on our operations and plans. Jack accepted the pad, his eyes scanning the data. Thank you, Captain Valtor. Your cooperation will be noted. Valtor's shoulders sagged with relief. We only seek peace now. The war has cost us too much. Back on the Endeavour, Jack convened with Admiral Zara via hologram. The intelligence is legitimate. It details their supply lines, bases, and future plans. This will give us a significant advantage. Zara's expression softened. You've done well, Commander. The coalition owes you a great debt. Jack shook his head. This was a team effort, Admiral. Every member of this crew played a part. As the Endeavour returned to Coalition space, the crew reflected on their journey. The battles had tested their resolve and ingenuity, but they had emerged stronger. The respect earned from their alien allies marked a new chapter in human and Coalition relations. In the final moments, Jack stood on the bridge, gazing out at the stars. Emma joined him, a smile on her face. "We did it, Captain. We proved them wrong." Jack nodded, a sense of pride swelling in his chest. "Yes, we did. And this is just the beginning."